Got it fixed. Got the blower fixed on the car. They didn't really say when they have it ready, but I didn't get it ready. I didn't get it back until 4:30 in the afternoon here on Thursday. That puts me home at, if traffic's good, 8:30, 8:45, which is better than driving home without any air blowing out. I don't need much today, but you know exactly what would happen. It'd get very cold or very hot, and I would have nothing. So, got that fixed up. I wanted to wait around anyway because Stay Special was going to land at the farm today, and it just so happened that I kidnapped a veterinarian. Dr. Latessa hung around to x-ray those knees, said that, yeah, they look rough, but Miss Chioda was bang on with her description of her knees. Rough-looking knees, but Mike believes that, Dr. Latessa believes they're manageable. He believes there's something else at play, too, whether it be her feet or whatnot. He didn't go over completely. I just want to get a full picture of how this filly's knees were, and under x-ray, yeah, they're rough. Not much different than a lot of the horses we've had in the past and will have in the future. And anytime you're dealing with kind of brittle-looking third carpals, it's always kind of cross your fingers. But, you know, I'm always going to lean towards fast horses that you have to work hard on rather than slow horses that you don't. So, yes, it is a bit of a crapshoot. All horses are, but I'm quite happy with what I've seen today. Dr. Latessa also put forth step one for management. We'll put some Pro Stride in the filly's knees, work on her shoeing, work on her front end, and see how she feels. But from what I could see today, I was happy with what I saw from Stay Special. So the plan will be probably put some Pro Stride in her knees, jogger for a few days. And as I said to Jason, How the Hell has been exceptionally sound since we started galloping him. So maybe we'll gallop her a little bit. See how she takes the next 4 or 5 days. If we believe she can race, we'll race her. If not, if she needs another week, then we'll give her another week. But the plan is, unless she tells us otherwise, which it doesn't appear that she will be to race her in the very, very near future. Also, Horn Player didn't get in Monday, as many of you do. You know, I had a wonderful text exchange with one of our clients, Roger, and messaged me just asking for my just for his own understanding how I arrived at Oak Grove for Horn Player. And as you guys know, I know that everybody's busy. Not everybody has time to listen to me ramble on about all the horses. And if I make 2 or 3 videos in a day on a busy day, who has time to sit home and watch those all the time? I know a lot of you do. I see the numbers, but that would be naive of me to assume that everybody can. So Roger was just looking for an explanation of how I arrived at Oak Grove, which was a great question. A great question. So when it came to Horn Player, my focus for Horn Player right now is August the 26th, I believe. And that is the next stake race. That is the first big stake race she has in Ontario. Now, where she is right now and where she'll have to be to compete in that stake race is quite a lot of grass between one and the other. She's got a lot of growing up to do, a lot of maturing to do, and a lot of speed to find. And I want to get her in a place where she can build her confidence and hopefully find that speed. Now, Mohawk, I think, is tough. She'd have to race against the likes of Brace for Landing. Right now, horses like Brace for Landing. And if she happens to do well and graduate into that class, well, now you're looking at Creatini, Carter Michael Dio, and serious stake horses. Not just those two. There are 2. But there are a number of other horses just like them in other barns. So I didn't want her at Mohawk. Now, if I don't want her at Mohawk, I certainly don't want her at the Meadowlands. For a big horse, she actually gets around a smaller track better, which it's a little perplexing to me, but it is what it is. And I'll get to that in a second. So when you're dealing with Pennsylvania, yes, there's more racing because she could race at Philadelphia, Harris, Philly, or the Poconos or the Meadows. But those classes also have horses coming out of the woodwork, and in Pennsylvania in particular, it is Pennsylvania owned and sired first and foremost. So if 12 horses are entered in the box, the first ones that are Pennsylvania owned and sired get in. So we've already been left out twice this year in Pennsylvania with different horses because of, actually no, one's in Ohio, Southern Ohio, and the other one in Pennsylvania because of this rule. So I'm always leery about that. This is the time of year when everyone is getting their 3-year-olds ready. So it's no slam dunk that she would get in every week. Also, there's no cakewalk. And he said, well, in Kentucky, you would have to leave the outside in the maiden because the numbers of 2 are relegated to the outside. And after that, it's the numbers of 4. You're right. Numbers of 4 went 57-1 the other day. And the numbers of 2 did go fast in one division. But Hornplayer doesn't leave well from the inside. So getting the 6, 7, or even the 8, not the end of the world. She can get a run at the gate a little bit. Remember, when she left off the gate really quick for Sylvain Philly on her first start, she left from the 9 hole. 10 hole. I think there was a scratch. It was the 9 hole. So, aside from all that, she didn't get in this week. They had a class Saturday, or a class Sunday, and a class Monday. All the stakes were on Monday, so they didn't split the maiden trot. That was also eligible. Nominals 2. So she did not get in. So she arrived yesterday. I schooled Hornplayer this morning in 157-3 off a half and 59-4 at Northfield. Not shocking in any way. Still had to watch her coming out of the gate. Had to watch her going to the quarter, coming to the half. Down the backstretch, she was better. Finishing up her mile, she was fine. So I'd asked Dr. Latesse to look at her. He thought her coffin joints were bothering her a bit. It didn't present that way in the mile, but he said there's no two ways about it. They are bothering her a little bit. So we'll maybe make a little shoeing change on her and inject her coffin joints. He thought behind. Left hind is usually the issue when they struggle coming out of the gate. They struggle coming out of the turn, switching their leads into the straights. When they get out of gear, trotters, they can be hitting themselves or can be off a little bit left hind. And he thought that her left stifle was bothering her, but none of this stuff is new. The coffin joints are new, but none of this other stuff is new in regards to Hornplayer. So we're going to change her shoes a little bit. We're going to do some work on her. And the reason she's going to Kentucky is because 1, it's fast. 2, it's a little bit watered down right now. And 3, it should suit her well. So that is why Hornplayer is going. That's why I chose Kentucky. Now, aside from all that, and I told Roger the same thing I'll tell you. I'm only human. I might be wrong. She might go down there and run all over the track. I have no idea. I don't think so. But I certainly can't guarantee it. So that's where we're at with Hornplayer. And that's how I arrived at Hornplayer in Kentucky. I hope that helps. So Hornplayer and Stay Special hopefully will be heading down there for Eric. We were looking at maybe picking up one more horse before then, or sending one more. Now I'm going to reevaluate because they did not split the maiden and they do have these stakes going on for another 2 weeks. I'm going to reevaluate what horses we have for those classes and where they might fit. Me, a little depressing. I was hoping for 4 or 5 mounts on Monday. Instead, I ended up with 2. I ended up with Per Lucky from the rail. Shouldn't be too hard to find the pylons from there, I don't think. Per Lucky from the rail, and who was it? It wasn't Arrow of Love. That's embarrassing. Oh, Landing Strip. Landing Strip is in also. He trained very, very good the other day, qualified good, and is coming into the race really, really sharp. So 2 horses with pretty good chances for me on Monday. It's a 4-hour drive, but you know what? When it comes to Landing Strip, well, I want to make sure gets around good, and Per Lucky, I don't mind going there to drive those 2 horses. I'll come right back up and drive What a Mission, and then probably head home. I don't know if I'm necessarily needed. Stonebridge Acade is already one with Luke Ebersol on him. And Dustin Hanover, pretty easy horse. Just don't rough him up. You know, you can race him from where I did, 3rd over. You can leave a bit and get covered up. Just no first over, no front end for him, please, if you don't mind. And that's pretty much it. The instructions aren't overly strict with Dustin. Just don't put him in a compromising position, and he'll do just fine in that class. So the reason I want to do that is we have a lot coming up over the next 2 weeks, and then obviously we have the open house coming, and I should have led with this announcement. You know, I happened to be going through the thing and realized that the cost of our open house was on the tickets. Kelly was just doing her job, and she had brought it to my attention, said, hey, it'd be nice if we could find somebody to help sponsor the open house. And we worked hard all week. Kelly, mostly, not me, but we did find somebody to help sponsor the open house. So we are going to pick up the cost of the open house for everybody. As I said to Kelly, and it certainly wasn't lost on her, the cost of gas and just operating and living expenses and everybody going through everything in the year. If we can afford to do it, which maybe we can't, but for now we can, just help anybody out that we can. You are our clients, and I want to make sure that you get a chance to come to Ohio. And if it's the difference between you pitching a tent in the center field or north field or getting a hotel, then we're going to help out best we can. So I want to make sure that everybody can make it to the open house. We are picking up the cost of both open houses, the one at Grand River and the one right here. We're still in Ohio. Right here in Ohio at Northfield Park. It should be a lot of fun. I know how the horses are training here in Ohio. It looks good. Now, we've been lucky with sickness all year on both sides of the border. Not a whole lot of sickness in Ontario or here. And Ohio, yesterday I heard some horses coughing. We had some slight temperatures today, some food that wasn't eaten. So I told everybody go very, very easy with the horses for the next few days. It's supposed to rain anyway, so we can use that time. Just let them get over this little virus. We'll get them some oral jugs. So I guess some vitamins, just for oral vitamins, just to help them get over. Just help them pick them back up as they start to come off the virus. So next Wednesday's training will be very light. Certainly will not be anything like it's been the last 2 Wednesdays I was here. We'll miss Wednesday. Probably go back almost to the 230 level next week. I'd say 225 to 230 and no faster to let these guys catch themselves back up after the virus. So the rain is coming. We'll use it to our advantage and get these guys back on their feet, because this is really, to be honest, the first time they've been sick all year. And in Ontario, somebody asked, well, you didn't get a recap of the Ontario horses. My apologies. I didn't get much of a recap. I got Mario's take, James's take, and Danny's take. Everybody went well. He said Seasons of Love got pacey at the half. I'll go with her. Actually, it looks like the weather's changing in Ontario. It was going to be all rain all Friday, all Saturday. Now it looks like the rain is going to stop earlier on Saturday, so we might be able to get some of them trained, some of them out going, and if we could do that, that's great, because they have missed the odd day. And I do want to get a look at Seasons 11 and see what's going on with her, but this is not the first time she's done that. I suspect it won't be the last. Hopefully, she'll stop doing it right before we get to the races this summer. But just with her gait, her workload, the weight on her feet, if everything isn't perfect on her, I can see how she can do that quite easily. So we'll look to make a few little changes with Seasons of Love. But for the most part, I'm certainly not concerned with the reports that I got. I know I heard Punch the Clock made a little break, but it was just her attacking. She's always in a fierce attack mode. So that will hopefully polish up into more of a methodical attack as we get closer to the summer. She's not dangerous in any way. It's just that she will overtrot herself, because she is powerful. And as we all know, she doesn't have the sheer work into her that the other horses do. So she was good. Time is on my side. I heard it was good. Both the Green Shoe fillies were good. Everything is going well so far with them. Very happy with the way everything has gone. Now, it is supposed to rain tomorrow. I guess if it's pouring rain and freezing cold, I guess we'll make a call at qualifying time, who's going, who's not going. I know I really did want to qualify Crantini. We'll see if that comes to fruition or not tomorrow. There's no point going in the slop in the freezing cold, with Crantini if it's not necessary. He can qualify next week quite easily. He doesn't have to be anywhere unless we're going to Massachusetts, which I don't think we are. I think May 22nd, thereabouts, will be his first stake race. So with that, I think you're all caught up. We got Horn Players Schooler from this morning. We talked about the open houses. We talked about how the babies went. I gave you my 2 cents again on Horn Player and why she ended up there. For my partners on Tactical Mound, she is in the care of Megan. No, she will be in the care of Megan Scran before nightfall in New York. She left this morning. That was quite an ordeal. I sent Joey with Tactical Mounds to meet the shipper going to New York, because that same shipper had Stay Special coming from the East Coast. So we swapped horses over at Pennsylvania at Tim's Barn, and Stay Special came to us, and Tactical Mounds is on her way to Megan. So with that, I'm going to let you go. I hope you all had a good day. It was a nice day. I wish I didn't have to wait for the blower, but you know what? It's fixed. Water under the bridge, and I'm on my way home. So with that, I'll let you go. Take care. I will talk to you all very soon.